This is Nicholas Six. God save Puerto Rico. I really didn't want to talk about things like this anymore, but this specific incident is bothering me, and it needs to be talked about. And I'm sure there are many on social media talking about it already. Puerto Rico. Everyone knows the horrible hurricane hit Puerto Rico. They are without power. There is food sitting in containers that cannot be moved because there is no fuel. There are people hiding in central Puerto Rico that were trying to avoid the waters and the storm. And I've heard about the Puerto Rican nation asking, can we have our debt forgiven so we can get back on our feet? And then, of course, you get Donald Trump making a snide comment about Puerto Rico having their debt forgiven, which is just about the ultimate hypocrisy I've ever seen. Because Donald Trump is the corporate bankruptcy king. He's filed corporate bankruptcy many times. So his debts were forgiven. And there's something you guys need to know about these rich fucks that own corporations. The corporation itself is the entity, not the human being that owns it, or is a board member on it. So when you file bankruptcy for your corporation, none of your personal finances are touched. You just get out of the bill. That's all. And a lot of times they let the business still operate for years under bankruptcy. I worked at one of those places that operated for 2 years. Didn't make 1 penny of profit. Yet it still stayed open after filing bankruptcy. Can you do that? Can you file bankruptcy and still operate as if you didn't? You can't, can you? So I find it very funny that the orange savior dares critique Puerto Rico for wanting their debt forgiven when he's had his debt forgiven many, many times. I also heard he declared bankruptcy on a golf course or something to that effect down in Puerto Rico as well. Cost the Puerto Rican country, state, whatever you want to call it, a shit ton of money. Millions. But it's okay as long as Donald's okay, right? That's fine. So what I'd like to see, Mr. Orange shite savior, instead of sending armadas to North Korea, dropping the mother of all bombs on Afghanistan, shooting 60 fucking missiles at Syria, having our military all over the goddamn world, instead of doing that, how about we send 500,000 troops down to Puerto Rico? Because that's what it's going to take. Fucking troops to fix that situation. You fucking piece of shit. And I also find it awful fucking convenient that there's a shooting right now. The timing is impeccable, isn't it? For another shooting to happen. To take the heat off the fact that our piece of shit orange savior isn't helping the Puerto Ricans. When it should be our responsibility as a country to help them. Why? Because it was a U.S. territory for years. That's why. They're part of us. They're part of our country. And let me explain why Puerto Rico is part of our country. Military purposes. Just like half the islands down south that are part of our country. Military purposes. We have all these armies all over the world full of troops. Why can't 500,000, 600,000 be sent there? Why can't fuel be sent there? They're right near the Gulf. That's where all the fucking oil comes from. Why? Why a shooting now? Awful convenient timing to take the heat off of what our shite savior's doing in regards to Puerto Rico. And I just had a conversation with a gentleman who's Puerto Rican who just came from there a year ago. And he's livid about this situation. And he feels that this is being done purposely. And when he said it at first, I was like, oh, I don't think they would do that. And then I thought about history. What are they doing in the Middle East? Keeping many countries down and poor forever. Doing the central bankers' bidding with our military. That's what it's about. Money. Central bankers and the wars they want waged so they can profit. So they can come in and finance the recovery and own fucking everything. This has been done time and time and time again. In South American countries, in Africa, all the African nations, the greater Africa, southern Africa, underneath the Middle East. What's been going on with those nations for many, many years? Being held down, being owned by Britain, America, and other places as well. Keep them down so we can rape the resources and minerals and whatever you guys have. Maybe use it as a vacation spot for people that actually have money too. That's the goal behind it. So then I thought about Puerto Rico, a nice warm tropical destination. Boy, the central bankers would love to own a lot of that, wouldn't they? And they probably already own half of it. Maybe throw up a few condo complexes, a few vacation spots. So I truly wonder if that's what's happening here with Puerto Rico again. Is this a central banker's wet dream going on? Where the country is utterly bankrupt and they get to come in and own fucking everything for loans. And who are some of Trump's best friends? The Rothschilds. The ultimate central bankers. And I've studied this extensively, so please don't even try and challenge me on it. Wilbur Ross, Secretary of Commerce, right now. Chosen by the savior Donald Trump. Guess who Wilbur Ross is? 25-year head of Rothschild Incorporated, a restructuring company. Saved Donald Trump's ass in the late 80s when he was going bankrupt, where his businesses were. That man's in the White House right now as your Secretary of Commerce. Chosen by your savior, Donald Trump. How do you feel about that? And no, I'm not a Hillary supporter. Fuck Hillary, fuck Trump, fuck both fucking parties. They can both suck my fucking dick. They both disgust me. It's this... Both sides are the same fucking coin. So please let's not get in any fucking political debates either, because that's a waste of fucking time. You're being a sheep the second you get in a political debate over who's better, Hillary or Trump. Same scum. Friends. Trump has donated to Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. Trump has leaned Democrat. Trump has leaned Republican. Trump has leaned pro-choice. Trump has leaned pro-life. Whatever he thought would help him get in the White House at the time to stroke his fucking disgusting ego. And here's a legitimate incident where Trump can come out looking golden. What does he do? Critiques Puerto Rico because they want their debt forgiven. Because the central bankers have probably raped them over the years the same way they've raped this country and every other fucking country. And if you go back and look at all the countries we've invaded in the Middle East and other places, you'll realize a lot of them didn't have central banks before we got there. That is what our army is being used for. That is what our troops are being used for. Enforcers for the fucking central bankers. And I really believe that's what's going on here in Puerto Rico. I don't think they want to help them to the extent they could. That situation is fucking serious. You have a whole island without fucking power, or most of it without power. Probably going to be like that for months. Water damage, wind damage. People have lost homes. They're hiding in the fucking jungle, some of them. And they can't get help. Food sitting in ports can't be fucking delivered, spoiling in the fucking heat. What a fucking disgrace that is. Like I said, 500,000 troops. Bam. We got the equipment. We got the people. We've got everything. Why are they not getting fucking help? You orange piece of fucking shit. With your shite fucking comb over. Fuck you. How fucking dare you critique any country for wanting their debt forgiven when you're the corporate bankruptcy fucking king? You fucking scumbag. Your own fucking wife despises your ass. How do you feel about that? In public, she fucking shames you. Repeatedly. You fucking piece of shit. I can't wait till your fucking 8 years is over. If we could fucking make it to the end of it before you start World War III, you fucking piece of fucking orange shit. Help out the Puerto Ricans and almost appear like a fucking human being for once in your fucking daddy's boy life. Fuck you. Peace be ever with thee.